So first you want to open the SIMPS Studio. Make sure you have your creator name. By the way, all the links to everything I'm using will be down below, so you don't have to worry about searching up everything and downloading it. It'll all just be down in the description. But you want to come over to create a sim and make sure that create a sim standalone is selected, and then just click create a sim. And then you want to go to the search bar, type in lipstick, and then click you can click any lipstick, to be honest, but you want it to be a darker lipstick like this or something. So that's what we're going to do, but you can do any lip you want. And then we're going to save it. We're going to keep it pretty organized for the sake of this tutorial. As you can see, I have other like lip gloss tutorial ones because this is like my 5th time recording. There's always something that ruins the video, but we're going to go ahead and name it Lip Gloss Test, just like to see if that makes sense. I don't know. Oops, this must have been in the same one. Okay, so this file is going to be the package file, so just name it like package or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but this is going to take us to the more important screen. This is going to be where we can access our swatch, our thumbnail, and our textures and all that good stuff. And we're going to need to be here. So you should see this little 3D model. You see her a lot if you're making CC. So you want to go over to specular, which is under textures, and then press make blank, which is the last option. So now you should see 2 white things on your screen instead of like the black and the white. And then you want to go to warehouse, which is up here by studio and stuff, and you want to come over to this search bar, type in COM, and then you want to see something pop up that says composition method. And oops, it's already at 0, but if it is at 4, normally it's at 4, so if it is at 4, then just put it at 0. So just gonna save it and then go to studio. So now you can go ahead and go to the diffuse file. Make sure you're not about to export the specular file. Make sure if you're right here, you do not want to be right here. You want to be on diffuse. Okay, so we're gonna press export, and then we're gonna name this diffuse. Pretty simple, and we're just gonna press save. So this will also be down in the description, but if you ever need to find this for yourself and you don't want to come back to this video, all you have to do is type in female Sims 4 template and go to the Sims 4 Studio, and all you have to do is copy and paste, or you can save the image. I already have it saved, so I'm not going to do it again, but pretty much you want this female template. Okay, so next step, you want to find your lipstick or lip gloss from a human reference. Now you can always get like creative and draw your own lipstick and stuff, but the easiest way is to get something that's from real life, because it's way more realistic and it's way easier. So you'll see how it is when we get towards the end. So you can search up whatever you want. I have a couple saved on my Pinterest. I recommend using Pinterest rather than like the regular Safari or Google. But you want to find a lip gloss. So I'm kind of having my eyes on this one. By the way, when you find a lip gloss, make sure, like, you see how this picture, like, they kind of have teeth, or like they're on the side, they're showing expression. You kind of want something like a neutral expression. You don't want like a big smile. It'll just make 10 times more work to get through it all. So I recommend something like the last image here, and this is probably what we're going to use. So if you're on Pinterest, you just download the image, or right click and save the image. So we're just going to download it, and I'm going to open it up. And just because I have like 2 other lip glosses on mine, I'm going to go ahead and crop it so I can just see the last slide right here. But obviously you don't need to do this step if you just have one. Okay, so now that we have that saved, we're just going to open Photopea. So I already have this downloaded, but the good thing about this is you don't need to download it on your PC. This is also online. I was using it online, but I ended up downloading it because I actually really like it. It reminds me, I have Adobe Photoshop right now. It literally does the same things as Adobe Photoshop, just not like the 3D and stuff. And drag and drop the female template, and you're gonna see it just pop up in the middle of here. And you don't want to move it around. You don't want to transform it. You don't want to do any of that. Keep it how it is, because this is the exact size you want. Because the Sims 4 Studio is very picky. They don't recognize the template if it's not at the perfect dimension. So when you move it around, it's going to give you an error, and you're going to be like, I just did all that for no reason. So make sure you just keep it the same size. Now you want to open up your diffuse file. So we're just going to go ahead and drag and drop it, and it should automatically be exactly what it's supposed to be. So if you don't know the controls for Photopea, you can look at a guide. I'm going to try to like give you guys a rundown of most of the controls that we need to use. So for your keyboard, if you're on, you know, a PC, press Control and the plus sign. Okay, so that's how you zoom in, and then you use your mouse to scroll up and down. But if you want to scroll side to side, you just hold down Control and then you scroll side to side. Okay, so we have our lipstick or lip whatever perfectly on the model's lips. So you can lower the opacity down to really check, but it's gonna be perfectly there. So now that we have that, I'm gonna go ahead and lock the background layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and press this little lock and just lock it so it don't move. Now you're gonna bring in your photo of your choice. So we're gonna use this one, the one I saved. And by the way, guys, make sure you're not using a Sims 4 lip gloss that's already made and someone like already made it. I mean, if it's like someone's real lips, that's fine. But if it's like a Sims 4 lip and you're just like copying it and like pasting it in, then that's kind of like stealing. But if you guys both end up using the same picture, I don't really think you can like argue that that's stealing, because that's someone's real lips and it's really not anybody's property except for theirs. You get what I'm saying? Okay, but anyway, let's get into the fun part, in my opinion. Okay, so now you want to shrink your lips down. So you want to make sure that you are on transform control. So go up here to this move tool. You should automatically be on it, but just in case you're not able to move it as freely as I am, you might not have your transform controls selected. If you don't have it selected, you're not going to be able to move. You're just going to be able to like move it around, but you're not going to be able to adjust. So make sure you're able to transform everything before doing this. So we're going to go ahead and size it down, and we're going to go ahead and turn the opacity down. So we're going to go over here so we can just see a little bit better, and I'm going to place it in the center of the diffuse file. And I'm going to lock the diffuse file just because I don't want it to move while I'm trying to move the lip gloss that I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and size it so it can, it doesn't have to be perfect right now, and you'll see why. So just try your best to get it to match up. I think mine is pretty good right now. It might look a hot mess because I'm kind of rushing for this, but once you have that done, here comes the easy part, which this is kind of, I will admit, this outcome comes out a little bit neater on Adobe Photoshop, but it's kind of a hit or miss either way. So we're going to go ahead and unlock this diffuse layer, and you see like these little eyeballs. Go up to your lipstick layer, your lip gloss layer. I'm going to call this the lip gloss layer, the one that you're using, the image, and this the diffuse layer. So if you ever get confused about which lip gloss I'm talking about, if I say lip gloss, I'm talking about the one that you're, you know, making, and the diffuse layer is just the diffuse layer, so don't get that confused. But anyway, we're just going to cover the eyes on the lip gloss layer, and now we see the diffuse layer. So now you want to come up to this magic wand, but it might look different. It might be a quick selection or object selection, because I don't know, sometimes it just changes up every time I open it. I'm like, okay. But either way, you just press W on your keyboard and it gets you there. So if you're ever confused, just press W. Okay, ooh, I got it. Okay, so I used the magic wand until that, okay. So I was able to use the magic wand until I got a perfectly clean outline along the lips. That's why I tell you guys to use the darkest lip, because if you use a light lip, it kind of sucks at recognizing it. So use a dark lip and then use the magic wand until you get it perfectly outlined. So now you want to go up to your lip gloss layer, and then you want to press select, and then you want to press inverse. Okay, shift control I, but you know, inverse. And now you want to go ahead and open your eyes on the lip gloss layer, and then go over to this eraser tool, and then it's going to pop up a warning. It says smart object must be rasterized first. Do you want to rasterize it? Just press OK. Inverse, okay. I don't know why I just stopped doing inverse, but if that happens, just press inverse again. I don't know what that was about. Okay, so now it erased most of the skin around it, but for me, it still has skin around it. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of extra work, but this isn't gonna be for everybody. But in my case, I sadly have to do more work. But it's not too hard to do. Just go in with your eraser and try to clean up around it. Now with doing this, you're gonna have to resize it a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and just press transform again and move it around. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the opacity down just to see how it looks. So I can kind of see that this is a little bit too far over, so I'm gonna move it. Okay, so now we're pretty much done. We just have to upload this to the Sims 4 Studio. Do not upload this to the Sims 4 Studio with the template in the background. You just upload a plain PNG or DDS image. So in order to do that, why am I talking so quick? Okay, unlock the background layer, and then press the eyeball, and then do the same thing with the diffuse layer, but leave the lipstick layer in the same place. Do not move it around, and then just go up to File and press Export As, and then press PNG, and then keep the quality high. You don't really need to mess with these settings, and then just press Save. Okay, and it's going to be right here, and it's going to be saved, and then you just open the Sims 4 Studio. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can get a good view. You guys are going to get the first glimpse, but it's okay if it looks kind of ugly on her, because once you put it on a pretty Sim, I'm not saying that she's ugly, but okay. So let's go ahead and import the lip gloss. You just press, oh, by the way, I should probably explain that better. So go to the texture, under the texture, go to diffuse, and press import, and then just import your lip gloss. So this took me like pretty much 20 minutes, probably took me like 15 if I wasn't talking and like doing a tutorial. It's not perfect, but you can, like, it really just takes practice and a good lip base. So now we can get into like the putting it in your game part. So the swatch thumbnail, I should explain that too. So this is the swatch thumbnail. If you ever played around with anything in the Sims 4 Create a Sim, you'll know that you can change the color and then yada yada yada. We only have one swatch, so I'm just gonna make it this type of color because that kind of looks like that. And we're just gonna save it. You're obviously gonna do it the color of your lips, and you can import, if you want to import another swatch, you just press add swatch, and then you import another swatch of lip gloss. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and remove that one because we're only doing one swatch for this tutorial, but if you do want to do another swatch, you can just add one. So now we're going to do the thumbnail. So you know how when you see a piece of CC, you know what it is because of the thumbnail? So we're going to do something easy and simple just to kind of know what it is when you get in the game, but obviously you can do what you want at the end of the day to make it look better, more professional and put together, but this is just getting a glimpse of what you can do. So we're going to open the snipping tool. If you're on PC, you know what the snipping tool is. You just snip and screenshot your screen. I don't know if Mac has it, but we're just going to press new, and I'm just going to get a nice portrait picture, which, you know, is not that good, but we're just going to save it as capture, and then you press import. So now we have a nice thumbnail. Okay, now we're going to go to categories, which is right by textures. Go to categories, and this is going to be who is pretty much allowed to wear your lipstick. I kind of keep this the same, but when I get down here, I like to disallow for random, because I personally hate when I make a new sim and like they already have a whole bunch of junk on them. I think everyone should just disallow for random. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put it in our game now. So press save, and then you want to go to file, and then click save as, and then go to your documents, electronic arts, the Sims 4, and your mods folder. Oops, that was not my mods folder. Your mods folder. Pretty much how you do any other piece of CC. We're gonna name it whatever you want to name it. I'm just gonna name it Venus Sims Lip Gloss for Vin. Okay, that's what I'm gonna name it, and I'm just gonna press save. And now we can open our game. So I'll be back once my game is open. This is the final outcome for my lip gloss. It really doesn't look like that good because I had a time frame. I have a life. I couldn't not sit here and make this tutorial for the 5th time. Everything just went wrong. I really hope this one isn't though, because this was the first one. I didn't like how it came out. But here are some other ones I made like in the future that I was kind of happy with. I think this one is like my favorite one. And then this one, I'm very proud of that one. This one is, this whole set is actually public and it's for free, and I'll put that down below. And someone asked on my last video who made my creative sim background. I don't know as of right now, but it's gonna be down below too. I have to remember. If I do forget, like, spam the comments because I check my comments. But yeah, that's pretty much how you make your lip gloss, and if you did it right, it'll look like this or better. Let's hope it looks better than this. But if you guys had a successful outcome, and if you have any questions, comment down below. If you guys need any more help.